clearly we have come to the episode Al has been just dying to talk about.
Don't slander me like this.
If you have listened to this podcast up to this point, you know that we're going to hone in on one of Al's characters.
Don't slander me like this.
Welcome to this week's episode of Jared Now Watch Love Live. It's episode not 100. It's episode 21. Excuse me. We've done 100 of these Jared Now watches for sure.
Yeah.
I'm Jared, the Doc Allen Ladium.
Hey.
We are discussing season 2, episode number 8. It's called My Wish. Not your wish. My wish.
I don't have good wishes.
You wish you were as a fish.
What?
Yep.
What?
There you go. We begin the episode, and the final 4 groups for the Love Live preliminaries have gathered for Love Live TV.
Which is a thing. Love Live TV is a thing.
It does not exist in Sunshine, apparently.
Nope.
They forgot about that.
Yeah, no kidding.
So we get comments from the groups. Honoka makes mention in her interview that Muse is gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's like, dude, why did you say that? Why would you say that? What are you doing? You're awakening the bear over there. The bear that is Arise.
Poking the Arise bear.
Poking them. So they basically have to figure out what are we going to do to make Honoka's bold proclamation come true. And Nico's like, hey, we should do a new song, which you gotta do a new song.
You got a new song, yeah. You
That's the rules of Love Live.
Kind of have to do that.
Also, like, if you were going to go against Arise anyways,
would you really want to go with something that you've already done? Like, that's a terrible idea.
It's definitely a bad idea.
You want something like all guns blazing.
Mm-hmm. Nozomi suggested they do a love song. And Hanayo goes on a huge rant that all idol groups have love songs, so this is the perfect time to do a love song.
Love song.
But they're also like, does anyone here have experience with love that they could write about? And everyone's like, no. So they basically try and figure out how they're going to just like fake it till they make it.
They even watch a romantic comedy at one point.
They do. Honoka and Ren fall asleep immediately.
Umi basically acts like it's a horror film.
Umi is just terrified of public displays of affection. There's a few of them that are just very enriched with the film. But yeah, it basically does not go as well as they would have thought.
Nope, it doesn't really help anybody.
Also, we get some prime fashion choices in this episode.
Suspenders!
Ellie's just wearing a weird pantsuit. Like she's a politician.
I was going to say like an 80s businesswoman.
Mm-hmm. Honoka wears a shirt that just says "Ho" on it.
Ho with a period.
Which is the first character in her name, correct? Which means it's the same shirt she wears for training, just in English.
Yep.
But it is comical.
It's maybe worth rethinking. It's like the fact that they have the t-shirts that have like English phrases on them that are like pretty funny. Like that's kind of the same thing.
Look, all I'm saying is that they should have sold a shirt that said "Ho" on it.
I agree with you 100%.
Would have been very good. Basically, like all of their outfit choices are just like not what you'd expect from high school students.
Right. No.
Who are just like hanging out on their day off. It's very weird.
It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm. So they try the movie thing. Maki's like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. Like if we just do this half-heartedly, we're just gonna have a bad song. So like, what are we doing? They all go their separate ways. Ellie and Nozomi are going to Nozomi's place. Nozomi looks sad and despondent, and Ellie's like, yo, what's wrong, my dude? Why you been acting weird lately? And Maki is in stealth mode trying to figure out what's going on. They kidnap Maki and bring her to Nozomi's place.
Which this is when we realize, like, these girls don't know each other at all.
It's very weird. Like, it feels like we're almost done with season 2.
Yeah.
We are over the halfway mark. And just like, do we really need character backstory at this point? Like, this feels very late in the game to do this, and also for like other characters in the group to learn about the other characters' backstories.
But also, like, to not know that she lives by herself. Like, how would you not know that about your friend who you are in a freaking idol group with? Like, how would you not know?
To be fair, that could be something you may not know, because like they may not necessarily go to Nozomi's place, and she may not talk about, hey, I live by myself. Like, that's a thing that could just not be brought up at points.
But at that point, like, I feel like you're not really friends. You're just acquaintances. Like, I don't know where my acquaintances live, but I know where my friends live.
Yeah. But again, there's 9 people in the group, and they usually go to like Hanukkah's place.
Yeah.
To do meetings and stuff. So like, it's not like Nozomi's place has really been a place that's been needed for hangouts or anything like that. Like, Ellie knows clearly because they're very close and all this sort of stuff, but I think it's possible that like the others may just not know about that, but also like the fact that Maki just doesn't know like all about
anything
Nozomi's
about
backstory.
her.
Yeah. That's the point that really is bizarre.
Yeah. Which, if she doesn't know it, I'm sure nobody else knows it too.
Yeah. Like, maybe Nico at best, but like other than that, I doubt the other girls would know.
No.
So Nozomi goes into her deep, despondent backstory about how she had to constantly move when she was younger, and apparently read the same book for 3 years.
3 years she read the book.
And didn't get any friends because of that.
Yeah, maybe it was a bad book.
She comes to Otonokizaka, and Ellie transfers in, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, there could be other transfer students. You're my friend now." That's the impetus for Nozomi seeking out Ellie to be friends, basically.
Yeah.
And then essentially Nozomi's dream was that like, she wanted to write a song together with all 9 members.
Yeah, and it's like, look, Nozomi was like the reason for Muse to begin with. I'm like,
She gave him the name.
She gave them the name, but like, they were trying to make it like she was this giant puppet master trying to make Muse happen.
I mean, there are times early on where she is clearly pushing things in certain directions.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think that's too far off of a suggestion.
I just think it's weird.
But yeah, the whole backstory thing, and then her thing being like, I always wanted to write a song together with 9 people. Like, how did you know you were going to get a group together with 9 people? What are you talking about?
Right. Like, why specifically 9 people?
And like the whole of this episode is just very melodramatic in a way. Like they spend like 10 minutes just on Nozomi's backstory, which you could probably like cut down to like 5 at most.
Yeah.
Like a lot of this episode and the previous episode and some of the other episodes here in season 2 really feel like the writers of this series were like, okay, we could do a second season. We kind of know the very like the beats we need to hit. Like, gotta get the group back together, get them to want to go to Love Live, have their first big performances against A-Rise and all that sort of stuff. Do that, and then eventually they go on to win Love Live, and then so that, like that's half a season.
Mm-hmm. And
then they're like, oh god, we have to fill out another half of the season with stuff.
Oh no.
Has anyone got any ideas? Do you want to just put some ideas on a whiteboard and we'll just throw darts at them until we find something that connects?
I feel like what would have been better for this, instead of like the whole like focus on the 9 people, is like, I want to write a song with all of my friends or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That would have gone over better for me. That it's like, okay, she considers everybody friends now. It's not just her and Ellie anymore. It's her and Ellie and everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been a better way to write this episode. Especially because they're like adamant in showing this like loner Nozomi situation that like her embracing it as like, I want to write this song with friends that I have.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been much better to frame it that way, but this bleh.
Again, like I think I mentioned this in a previous episode, but like a lot of this series feels very safe.
Yes, very, very safe. I agree.
Because this is the first iteration. They have to make this show succeed.
Yes.
So you can't do anything that's too challenging or anything because you don't want to scare people off when you're not a proven commodity yet.
Right. I don't remember if it was this episode or the next episode that I was yelling about like how Sunshine is so much better. I think it was the next episode, but I was like literally yelling at you about how much Sunshine is better.
But again, like it's the case of, it's a different team.
It is a different team.
It's a different mindset of approach to what you bring to a sequel series. So
it's a proven franchise at that point. So like you can do a lot more, but like I was expecting a lot more going into Love Live than what I'm getting.
Yeah. Well, basically they get everyone together and write a song, and then it starts snowing.
Yay, snow!
Which will lead us to our next episode.
Yep.
We get some trivia here first. Hey,
right,
take a wild guess who the ending credits character this time was.
Maybe Nozomi?
Wow, I can't believe you picked that up. Shocking. This episode marks the first appearance of Nozomi's younger self, where she read a book for 3 years and then was like, oh, that was a bad book.
No wonder I have no friends.
This is the second time another character says Harasho, which Hanayo says it at one point because the first years are having a conversation about like what's going on with Ellie and Nozomi.
Mm-hmm.
Which also we see Ren just stand up on a chair and think that she's going to join Arise. It's very weird. But yeah, that's this episode. Next time, we will be discussing Season 2, Episode number 9. It's called Melody of the Heart. And it is time to finally see the most important song from Muse.
Yes.
So yeah, we will discuss that next time. But for now, if you'd like more from us, go to seasonalanimecheckup.com or sac.cool, so where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Season Checkup, Season Checkup OVA. And you can find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Ann Ladium, go to annladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. And you can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/animecheckup. So join us next time as it's going to snow a lot. We'll say Todokete. And we'll get important. We'll get important.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the way to do this.